Hey friends in beauty, if you're a professional makeup artist or beauty pro who is tired of juggling multiple tools to run your business, I got great news for you. Beauty Pro Funnels is here to simplify your life and take your business to the next level. Unlike other platforms like Wix, Squarespace, or Acuity, Beauty Pro Funnels was created by a makeup artist for makeup artists. This is the world's first all-in-one software that helps you book clients, sell your products, and even launch courses all in one place. No need for separate subscriptions that drain your wallet or tools that don't speak your language as a beauty pro. With Beauty Pro Funnels, you're not just getting another booking tool. You're unlocking the ability to create multiple revenue streams, so whether you're behind the chair or not, you're making money. Imagine accepting bookings, selling your beauty products, and offering courses all without the stress of managing separate systems. That could be a big headache. Let me break it down to you one more time. Your website, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your portfolio, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your booking site, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. And your e-commerce site, host it in Beauty Pro Funnels. Want to offer beauty courses or digital products? You can sell them inside of Beauty Pro Funnels, and you'll be able to send invoices, digital contracts, newsletters, and do all of your marketing directly from your Beauty Pro Funnels account. It's mind-blowing. Listen, you're going to save hundreds of dollars every single month by replacing over 10 platforms when you make this Beauty Pro Funnels like Wix, Squarespace, Acuity, WordPress, Vagaro, Honeybooks, 17 Hats, Dubsado, MailChimp, Klaviyo, Kajabi, DocuSign, even Shopify. It's crazy. I know you got at least one of those. And here's the best part. Tayana and her team spent over a year building plug-and-play templates into your account for pretty much everything, so you never have to start from scratch at all. So all of your appointment confirmations, reminders, and payment reminders and stuff like that for your clients, they have already been written out for you. You can even gather reviews and referrals all on autopilot. You'll free up so many hours of time each week so you can focus on what you love, your artistry. Plus, with their mobile app, you can manage your entire business from the palm of your hand. Send invoices, schedule appointments, and even take payments on the go. I believe in Beauty Pro Funnels so much that I recently moved the Friends of Beauty site to Beauty Pro Funnels, and I am loving it. It's a game changer because it's not just a platform. I swear it is like having your personal business assistant designed specifically for makeup artists and beauty pros like you. So here's the deal. If you want to see what all the hype is about, visit getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends to get a personalized tour and see how Beauty Pro Funnels can transform your business today. That's getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends because you deserve the best tool for your beauty business.
I feel like if it comes down my timeline, I could tell that you did it without me even seeing like the name. How did you go about developing the aesthetic that you have now?
11 years and constant, consistent work. Education, beauty education is super important to me. I feel like we're in an era where that's fizzling out. Because of YouTube. We need the discipline because creativity don't flow every goddamn day. I think to the people listening who want to know how you got where you got, it's like the days where the creativity is not flowing, I got to tap into discipline.
How long were you in recovery before you were able to get back to work?
I spent a month in the hospital. I spent, I think, 9 months rehabilitating because I had to learn to walk again. But me being who I am, two of my fervent prayers when I was in the hospital to God was for me to be able to run in the park with my daughter. And the other one was to be able to stand on my feet and do makeup. And I promised God that if I could do that, I would do it with purpose.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get authentic answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. Join me every week as me and my special guest reveal the keys to longevity and success in the beauty industry, from the ups and downs of their journey to the nitty-gritty of their struggles and triumphs. We're spilling the tea on it all, and most importantly, having fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, on today's episode, I have the pleasure of having Shennel Patrick in the Friends in Beauty guest chair. So, Shennel, aka Nelli, is a makeup artist, beauty expert, content creator, and serial creative who is fiercely passionate and intentional about creating beauty that speaks to the true essence of Black women. She believes that beauty is total. Mind, body, and spirit, inspiring women to find beauty in their ashes. Hailing from the beautiful island of Spice, Grenada, by way of Brooklyn, New York. Welcome to the Friends of Beauty podcast, Nelli.
Thank you so much, Akua. It's been such a long time coming. I'm really honored to be here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Saw your
I'm
baby from conception, and I'm just so proud of you.
Yes, thank you so much. I call it my little pandemic baby because I started I started the podcast during the pandemic, but I'm so excited. I feel like I've had you on my list probably since I started. I don't know what took me so long to reach out, but I like, you just brainstorm like who do I want to have on the podcast or whatever. So you've definitely been on my list for at least 3 of the 4 years, at least. Like I had to go back and look at my notes. So I'm so excited to have you here and catch up and get into everything.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. It's been a minute. We did talk about it, but I think just scheduling. Yeah.
Yeah. Got you now. Got her.
Got her.
But before we jump into it, we're going to start off with some icebreakers to get us warmed up. And then I always say so the Friends of Beauty audience can get to know you outside of what you do professionally. So, first one, just give us 3 random facts about you.
Ooh. Um, I always joke and tell people if you forget, you can forget my name, don't forget where I'm from. Because I'm really passionate about my home country. So I hail from the Spice Island of Grenada. We're in the Western Hemisphere of the Caribbean. We're considered the hidden gem of the Caribbean because we're such a small island, full of rich, deep African ancestral history and culture. So I'm really proud of where I come from. I was born and raised there, unlike a lot of immigrants who migrate younger. And so I consider myself very seasoned Caribbean girl. So I lead a lot with that, and I'm inspired a lot by that. A lot of folks don't know that I'm a mom.
Yes.
First and foremost, I'm a mom and an auntie. Um, I'm a proud mom of a 16-year-old daughter, and I have a slew of nieces and nephews who I care for and just love so deeply.
Yeah.
And a third fact is that it's random. I migrated to pursue a degree in law. And here I am in beauty.
Ain't that funny how it goes?
Ain't that funny?
Like we have our own plans, but God has his own plans. So, love that. What do people always tell you that you're good at aside from what you do professionally, of course, because you're the bomb?
What am I good at? I'm a nurturer.
Okay.
So I'm good at taking care of others. And I get a lot of, you make me feel so calm.
Oh, yeah.
I think I bring a sense of peace and calmness to people. Yeah.
Good. Are you nurturing yourself the same way that you nurture other people?
I wouldn't lie. That comes in seasons, right? There's seasons where we're very unkind to ourselves, but for the most part, because that is part of the work, right? When you learn who you are, is that you have to deposit that first into yourself, and then you share the overflow with the world. So yeah, I try really hard.
Okay, good, good. When is the last time you did something for the first time? Have you had any new experiences lately?
I thought of the first one. So I lead with vulnerability. So I tend to experience a lot of vulnerability hangover after conversations like, God damn, did I really say that? But I'm going to be myself here. What have I done for the first time that I haven't done? I brought someone that I was dating to my home country. Never done that before. So I had a vacation at home.
Well, hopefully.
It was amazing.
Great. I love that. Yes, you better bring Bay home. Everybody gotta see them. You know, they gotta.
I say the first thing that comes to my head, and that probably had nothing to do with nothing.
Hey, shoot, it's real life, but like this is so random too. I was at this live podcast and they were talking about, introducing people to family and everything like that. Doesn't mean that you're exclusive or serious, or do people just introduce people to introduce people? And people like this one guy commented and was like, see, that's the problem. People wait until too late to bring people around to their family and their friends because they're trying to keep them to themselves. But your family and your friends, he's an African man. He's like, those are the ones that like vetted the people for you. Like if you're dating someone, your family or friends, they can see things that you can't see. So yes, take them home.
I'm so glad you said that because that is actually one of the lessons I left that experience with because I ended things after. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that I was so grateful for after that was that I didn't have to observe him alone. Like the reasons why I ended it were observations of my own. And then I brought him home to the people who know me the most, my brothers, my mom, my best friend, my nieces and nephews, my daughter.
Right.
Uh, Never done that before. And they were able to observe things without any input from me. And that led me to make the decision that I made, which is
Yep.
wild. I've never done that before.
Yep. So if y'all dating somebody, bring them out, bring them out.
Bring them out, bring them home.
Yes, yes. Is there this next one, is there a current mini win or a highlight from the year so far that you're like really proud of?
Ooh, plenty. Um, Recently did a beauty event over the weekend, which was Saturday. It's Caribbean Heritage Month in New York. And of
Okay.
course, I led with that. I'm a very, very proud Caribbean girl. So I'm involved in a lot of like grassroots community work here in New York that celebrates Caribbean culture and heritage. And so we did an event this weekend called Island Fest. We Bold, We Beautiful, a celebration of Caribbean women in beauty and wellness.
Hmm.
Me and my spice mate, another amazing makeup artist, Mandisa Varnett, who's also Grenadian. We hosted the beauty activation. That was really, really, really special. To just, I've been in the beauty industry for 11 years, but to be doing it in a space that's Caribbean focused
Yeah.
was really, really special. So I'm proud of that.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm gonna talk more about that in a second because it looked really good. So I want to know more about it, how you got to that point. But the last one is if you weren't a makeup artist right now, other than being a lawyer, I don't even know if you still want to be a lawyer, but if you weren't a makeup artist, is there anything else you could see yourself doing right now?
I would be an attorney.
Really? You still be an attorney?
I'll be an attorney, or maybe something in journalism. Yeah.
Nice. So that passion has never left. Do you think you still like, do you think you would go to law school or like do both or try to do both?
Yes, I am on a hot pursuit to restructure my life and figure out a way to not leave the beauty industry, but to still pursue law. So that's literally what I'm doing right now. I'm at a crossroad where it's like, I don't want to leave the beauty industry, but I know it's time to pursue what my soul
Oh,
burns
wow.
for. Yeah.
And I'm already like, you already know so many different ways that once you do that, you can still incorporate it into beauty some kind of way. Cause people be struggling with their contracts and legal people getting sued, be cease and desist and all those things. So,
Absolutely. That's literally the vision God gave me. Because I don't know if you know, but I was undocumented for 20 years. And
mhm,
so I only became fully documented in 2022. So one of the fears that I lived with for the past 20 years was, God damn, like what's gonna happen when that time comes when I'm finally able to do the things that I came here to do? Would I be jaded? Would I be unmotivated? And to still have the fire burn so deep in me for it, I'm
yeah.
absolutely pursuing it. And the vision God gave me is to come right back here and serve creatives because of what you said, literally. I had a situation recently where my attorney had to look over my contract in a way for the first time. And one of the things we left the conversation saying was that I'm really, really proud of you because
Mhm.
most people don't have a contract really solid enough to cover them in a case like this. So
Right.
I really love contracts. um, yeah, and I'm passionate about law. So I
That's that's really exciting. I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see it all unfold.
pray for me.
For sure. Do you remember how we met?
Most likely an event. Um, Did it have anything to do with the beauty mastermind?
It did.
Yes. There you go. Yeah.
Yep. That I feel like that's the only time I feel like I saw you in person.
But it feels like I know you.
That was like 2016, I think.
Yeah, 2015. Yeah, around 20, or either early 2016 or at the end of 2015.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I remember meeting you there, and we probably been doing makeup like around the same amount of time. I've been doing makeup for 11 years, so we were still, still
New.
kind of fresh in our artistry,
Yeah.
seeking out coaching, seeking out community, and all
Mhm.
those things. And I do remember, and I remember when we were there, you did share at that time that you were undocumented and it was like bothering you. And everybody's like, girl, you gonna be fine. And I was like, girl, my father been in this country since I don't even know how. I think he's been here since he was like 13 or something like that. I don't even think he's a citizen. I'm like, I don't even know how he has gotten away with this for so long.
Citizenship is one thing. You don't need your citizenship to
Okay.
live, right? And to do things. But when you don't have a green card, you're pretty much considered illegal, like an illegal
Got you.
immigrant. So you can
Got
do anything.
you.
Dogs have more right than you do when you're an illegal immigrant. No, really, literally, that's how the country, the system is set up.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So I do remember you sharing that and us encouraging you, like, you gonna be okay, girl. Like, it's okay.
It's been a road. Yeah.
Yeah. But I wanted to circle back real quick to the beauty lounge because I did see that and I have like a really, really serious question about that.
Mhm.
How are y'all doing makeup in heels?
Girl, that's for the optics.
Listen, these girls are
Look,
fly. They got on their heels. They are getting people cute. I would have kicked them things off.
yeah, no, that was just for the optics. So here's the thing. We were hired as talent for that event, right? But just being who we are and our love for connecting to people, we showed up and we wanted to do consultations and we wanted to do mini demos and we wanted to do all the things. So we really were just supposed to show up as talent and talk to people.
Yeah,
But we did a little bit more than that. So
I
yeah,
love that.
for the optics.
Yeah, go above and beyond.
Yeah.
So how did that opportunity come about?
So I am part of a network here in Brooklyn called Caribiz Network. It was founded by Dr. Nicole Grimes. And once she started and she reached out to me, I became a client really quickly. Like she's done a lot of my marketing and branding. And once she built Caribiz Network, which is a network that supports Caribbean American entrepreneurs and creatives, I've just been, in full support of everything that she does. And so we've been talking for years about how we can incorporate beauty into the events that she does. And so this year everything just happened to align and
Yeah.
we were able to do that. So the Caribbean Network here in Brooklyn, as you can imagine, is big, but
Yeah.
it's small in terms of people who are out here in the education, culture, beauty, wellness sector, medical, Caribbean entrepreneurs. This network is pretty new. I remember when I started, the network was Beauty Mastermind and things like
Right.
that. There wasn't a Caribbean network of artists and creatives to really do things with. So that's where that came about. Just a really close relationship with the Caribbean community here in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I love that. Have you ever done an activation before?
Yes, I've done activations before. I've done pop-ups with brands, but nothing like quite like this. This was pretty special because of, the background.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any advice on collaborating successfully? I always tell people that, or maybe because you said you built a relationship over time and it just happened to be the right time to do it. But I feel like a lot of people reach out to me and want to collaborate, but literally nothing ever happens. Like we'll get on, they'll call with like the initial idea and everything like that, but it just never happens.
Yeah. So my advice for that is authenticity. I get a lot of that. Like I talk to a lot of people about ideas, right? But ideas are just
I
ideas.
did. Yeah.
Without execution, they're just ideas. And so I think for one, I lead with intention and I lead with alignment. So we can talk, but I know that if it's not aligned, if it's not meant to be, if it's not in God's will,
Mm,
I'm not forcing it.
right.
Um, but on a surface level, I think definitely building solid, authentic relationships with people. Um, being really direct with your intention. A lot of people come to you and they try to build relationship, but they don't say what they need from you. You know, you want to
Yeah.
pick your brain, but let's do it direct. Let's do it authentically, and let's be clear about what our intentions are, because we all need somebody, right?
Yeah,
And
for
I
sure.
honestly believe that. I don't think there's anything wrong with picking someone's brain or wanting to collab or needing something from someone.
Hmm.
But just being clear about what that is instead of having ulterior motives is really important, because
Hmm.
the right people pick up on that shit.
They
um,
do. They can
do.
see right through it.
Exactly. And I know you're a pure soul, so I know you see through that. So you just have to decipher what's what and who's who,
Yeah.
and ask God to really help you discern who you need to be investing your time with.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel about coffee dates or tea dates? People that want to like take you out to pick your brain, I guess, but they want to do like tea or coffee or something like that.
Yeah, I do think there's a point in your career where you do those things, right? Because you just don't know what can come of it. But I think you get to a place where, again, we have the experience. We know when people are bullshitting us. We know when something doesn't have enough substance to
Hmm.
pursue. And so there's nothing wrong with those things as long as there's a return on investment for everyone and it makes sense. Go
Yeah.
right ahead, have all the coffee dates, have all the lunch dates, but let something come of it. Like follow up is really important. It's really follow up in a timely manner, um, putting things on paper,
Hmm.
setting goals, setting dates so
Right.
that you're working towards something. That's how you see those ideas turn into manifest into something fruitful.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. All the steps. Plan it
Mm-hmm.
out. Make it
Yeah,
clear.
make
Yeah.
it clear.
Yeah. Now you are an amazing, amazing artist. I absolutely love your artistry. I feel like if it comes down my timeline, I could tell that you did it without me even seeing like the name. How did you go about developing the aesthetic that you have now?
11 years and constant, consistent work. Education, beauty education is super important to me. I feel like we're in an era where that's fizzling out
Yeah.
because of YouTube. Not, I don't want to blame YouTube, but again, we're not, there's no beauty masterminds, and there's
Mm,
no master classes that artists are passionately pursuing. Like, remember Mac counter days where education was paramount.
mm,
So I think that's definitely missing. So yeah,
yeah. Because I remember you at one point you were really
I lost my train of thought a little bit. Oh, you were talking about my artistry. Yeah, so
yeah.
over the years that has been really, really important to me. Still learning. Um, I still take master classes. I love a one-on-one. There's days where you wake up and you don't feel as sharp. Um,
You're right.
so I believe that you constantly have to remain a student.
Yes, for sure. I remember at one point you were teaching a lot. Do you still teach or do like the classes?
I do still teach. I know I don't post a lot about it, but I do still teach. One-on-one master classes are my baby.
Okay.
I think it's because of how important one-on-one master classes are to me and where it's taken me. That learning is super important.
Yeah. Who have you taken classes with?
I like to say that I come from the school of Sam Fine.
Right. I say the same thing. I come
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the lineage. I say the lineage.
yeah. So I've learned from Sam. I was one of the students in his master class, one of the only master classes he's ever done. What was that? That was probably 2015 too, 2014,
Wow.
somewhere around there. So I've learned from Sam, I've learned from Rennie Vasquez, Molly Thomas, Nikki Posley,
Yeah.
Danessa Riggs, like the old school. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All those people I absolutely adore.
Hmm.
Absolutely adore. I remember when I first started, I was doing a lot of photo shoots. I was always in the studio, and that's how my artistry got better, like in a short amount of time, because I was always practicing on people or anybody that came over to visit me to my house. I'm like, okay, yeah, we could talk, but go ahead, sit down in this chair. I'm gonna do your makeup. I'm gonna do your makeup too. So just practicing constantly doing photo shoots, and because the camera does not lie. So
Mm-hmm.
you could look at that picture and be like, ooh, I should have blended this better. Or next time I'm gonna do this, or do
Yeah.
that. And taking classes, of course. I took a one-on-one with Nikki, I think in 2015 or something like that. It had to be
Mhm.
like 2015. And that class alone,
Man,
I learned so much and was
man.
able to just, take
Hmm.
off with it.
Yeah, I tell artists all the time I could still tap into techniques that I learned from those classes years ago. I still feel like I can tap into that. So yeah, I don't
Yeah.
take that for granted at all.
Yeah. Now, how did you get into doing makeup? Was it like always a thing? Were you always into makeup and then you just said, "Oh, let me do it on other people"? How did it start?
No. So makeup happened by circumstance, by hardship. Of course, I was always a girly girl, but I didn't growing up in the Caribbean, if you come from Caribbean or African background or households, you know that the arts is not really something they see as a foreseeable career. So
Yes.
growing up, I never ever thought we didn't have makeup artists on the island. We're in 2024 and we're just getting like a slew of makeup artists on the island working full time. We have about four. So it was never a thing. So I came here to pursue law, and because I was undocumented, and I know I noticed that when people here are undocumented, they think that you're not a citizen, but undocumented as in I had nothing, not a
Mm,
green card, no citizenship, no nothing. And so I was doing all the odd jobs that, people expect an immigrant to do. I did nannying, I did the babies, I did the live-in jobs, I cared for elders, I did all the things.
yeah.
And one day I was just tired, like really, really tired. I felt my light dimming.
Mm,
I felt myself losing myself.
yeah.
Just going through all the hardships that comes with being an undocumented immigrant. And then I had my daughter, and of course, I didn't know at the time having a child um, is some sort of soul awakening, right? You start seeing life differently. Your eyes open up to new things. And some of those new things are like, oh shit, like, how am I going to take care of this child when I can barely sustain myself?
Hmm.
So I got fired from my last nanny job. And that's when I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. There has to be more, God. Like, there has to be more. I'm losing myself. I'm so unstable. I'm just not doing the things that I know I came here to do. And so you're shrinking, you're shrinking, you're shrinking.
Yeah.
There comes the emotional and the mental turmoil. And so I went through severe depression and suicidal ideations. There was at one point I tried to take my life, just tired, just really, really tired of life. Um, and I just woke up one day like, well, I could do makeup. I don't have any clients, but I know that if I have the support, I can really do this. I know I'm good at this, and that's how it started.
Hey, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I need you to do something really, really important for me, like right now. I need you to leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and let the people know how much you love the Friends of Beauty podcast. See, in the podcast streets, I'm going to let you know something. If you don't leave a review, then people don't know that the show exists, and then the show won't grow. Reviews are so essential to the continued success of the Friends of Beauty podcast, and plus, I really just want to know what you think about the podcast. I appreciate all the DMs, but a 5-star review would be even better. I would love to read your review on the show and give you a shout out for being a loyal listener. And if it's not a 5-star review, don't even worry about it. All right, don't even worry. Just go ahead and send me an email, honey. We ain't got time for that. If you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and even leave a comment to share a takeaway from something that you learned so far. If you don't subscribe or give a thumbs up, then the YouTube streets don't know that the Friends of Beauty podcast exists either. You see how this is going? This is a group effort, and I appreciate you so, so much. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Let's go ahead and get back into the episode.
Um, yeah, and I just went full steam ahead. I was like, I'm not looking for another nanny job. I had family
Yeah.
members looked at me like I was crazy, like, who the hell you think you are? Um, yeah, and I pursued it, and 11 years later, like, it literally saved my life.
Yeah, for sure. And I know at that time it's so hard to see to force it. I'm just over here thinking, like, just imagine, like, everything that you have done so far. Of course, you haven't been able, you didn't have the sight to see everything that was coming, but I'm so glad that you pursued it. I'm so glad that you stuck it out, that you saw fit to not end your life, because we wouldn't have you here right now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even know. That was a lot.
No, God knew. God really, really, really knew. And for, like we were talking about earlier, to still have the power and then come back to this thing that he created for me to serve
Yeah,
here, I'm like, you real crafty up there. And you
yeah,
know what you're doing, so
yeah.
just have to trust.
Yeah. I'm over here thinking back about, because when I started doing makeup, I don't think I really knew any other makeup artists. I had no clue on how to even enter the industry. I just got lucky that the my makeup teacher that I had, she had like a connection with that studio, and I started doing photo shoots and stuff. But at that time, I wasn't really aware of like how to get clients or being
Yeah.
intentional about building my kit or anything like that. Do you remember how you went about getting clients? Because I feel like sometimes when we're like so far removed, we forget like what we had to do in the
Oh,
beginning to like get started, you
right.
know?
No, but that's a really great question because at the beginning I was so far removed from the industry, right? Like
Yeah,
I'm coming from a Caribbean background, my friends are from the islands, my family from the islands, my whole circle is from the islands. So I'm looking over here and looking up there at this industry that I'm aspiring to. I'm like, damn, how did they get there? Like, how can I be in the same room with those people? Like, what do I need to do? But it really just started with talking to people, just telling people that I want to pursue this thing. And Instagram really, really, really helped because I started makeup, kind of like started pursuing makeup professionally at the inception of Instagram. Kind
right. Yeah,
of that really helped a lot, and just consistency, networking, events became super important. Showing up to those classes when those artists who I aspired to be like had those class. I was at every master class there was in New York.
right.
You hear me? Every class, I took every class. I went to every networking event. So that really, really helped to build clientele. And then again, I always tell people, especially even when they ask me about my artistry and my technique, I didn't fall here by intention, right? I didn't plan this out. And so a lot of what you see, even in the artistry, is really spirit led.
Mm,
Um, Even my clientele, I think, because one of the things that I always tell people that really confirmed that I was supposed to be here was a vision. And it was a vision from someone who I wasn't even in contact with, barely spoke to. And that person had a dream, told my aunt. The dream was so clear that it was hard to ignore that it was for me. And so that dream confirmed that I was supposed to be here.
girl, that gave me chills because anytime that I receive messages, I'm like, okay, if you're gonna tell me something, make it clear. I don't need no hints. Like the fact that you said it was clear, it was for you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm feeling that. And
Yeah.
spirit led, like aesthetic. Like how important do you think aesthetic is in attracting the type of client that you want?
Super, because we're in a very visual industry.
Hmm.
So that's why those classes are important and that constant practicing is important because when you're doing that, you're crafting your aesthetic. Like how you're able to see my work come down the timeline. I know that it's Nelly. It's because I've crafted an aesthetic over the years, and that takes practice, that takes time, that takes training your eye visually to see nuances and just what you like, what the client, and merging that with what the client wants. So yeah, a lot of practice, like
Yeah.
because it's a muscle. I know for myself, if I don't paint long enough, or if I don't, if I'm just rushing out work, because sometimes you're just on the go and you're not really intentional and present with the work,
Yeah.
I find myself rusty, very, very rusty.
Yeah, for sure. How long does it take you to do a face?
Oh, girl. I like to simmer in it, and 2 hours.
Okay.
I like 2 hours. I can bang it out in an hour and 30 minutes because that's mostly what a client would sit for. But if you give me 2 hours, I'm taking it. If you give me three, I am basking in
Oh my
it.
gosh. I can't do 3 hours. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I could do an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can get it down to an hour. Now, the people that went less than that, I'd be like, oh my God, what are you trying to do to me? I've done it before, but it's like, it's not going to be my best, of course.
Best.
But
Yeah.
like, why would you want me to take less than an hour to do your makeup? Like,
I'm like, why did you hire me then?
give me some time.
Yeah. No, but
Just,
yeah, I simmer in a face. I can.
she said, I simmer in her face. That's good for other artists to know too, because I know a lot of people, if they are at like the hour and a half mark, they think they're taking too long. So
Hmm.
Nelly takes 2 hours. Y'all had to go. If you have not seen Nelly's work,
Hmm.
okay, it looks like the hands have been blessed. The brushes have been anointed.
Amen. That's one of
Amen.
the things that come up really strongly in master classes because artists we put a lot of pressure on ourselves and we allow the client to put a lot of pressure on us. And one thing I always tell my artists is to release yourself.
Yes.
Yourself because we're operating with a gift, right? You can't put a time on that. Yes, we have to operate within time constraints because we're, doing professional work and we're working with other people's schedule, but to allow the time constraint to be so much pressure that you're not present. Two, you're
Mm,
shaky, you're super anxious, right? So now you're transferring that energy to your client and the whole damn room. And
right.
three, it's not your best work. So all three of those things are not any condition that anybody is supposed to be working under. And another thing I tell my artists is that you're supposed to enjoy the experience too, right? doing
Okay.
doing what we do is a blessing, right? And we're also serving, so we deserve the honor as well. We deserve the respect. We deserve that time too. And so I tell artists all the time, like, take that back, take your power back. And if
Mm,
you need 2 hours to execute your best work, have that conversation very early from the initial consultation, from
yep.
before you even book. Be very direct about what you need to show up as your best self and to do your best work. And
Absolutely.
most of the time, all of my clients respect it. I don't
Yeah.
have a client that ever complains like, damn, I gotta stay here for 2 hours. They love it because I'm also offering an experience for relaxation, for calm, for freaking therapy, you know,
Right.
to put their bags down. And so I deserve to enjoy that experience just as much as you do because I am serving and I am exerting a lot of energy. Not only am I exerting energy, I am taking in your energy, right? And so that's stuff that I have to unpack when you leave. And so why should I stay? Why should I be anxious for an hour and a half?
Right. You shouldn't be. And I feel like I'm so fortunate to have had the majority of the client experiences that I've had to be pleasant. Like I don't really get a lot of people who like irritate me or I don't feel fulfilled after the appointment. It was only one time, and I had to make a reel about it because it was only one time that after this one, I only did her makeup one time, but after I finished with her, I had to come home and stage myself. Like I
Heavy.
felt it was very heavy. Like her energy was just like, ooh, buddy. Like I was just like, I got to get this up off of me because I had never had to do that before. Because I
Mhm.
know a lot of times, I know you talk about the like the transferring energy, the transferring of energy, because we are touching people, and if
Mhm.
you are sensitive to people or you sensitive to energy, you will pick up on it. Because I used to come home and it would normally be after, you know how we used to do back in the day, like try to do all these faces. Like you
Mhm.
might do a wedding party and they booked you for like 8 faces or something like that. And sometimes
All of them
and
when
then
you're home.
I don't do that no more. I get somebody else to do it or, get some help. But even if it wasn't that many faces, I used to come home and feel like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Like I did all these faces. But then as I've gotten older, I'm like, I'm not tired. I'm literally picking up people's energy and it's
Mhm.
draining me. Like today drained me. Like it's draining me. So I had to learn like some kind of tactics to like
Yeah, protect
not
yourself.
bring that home, yet to protect myself and to not bring that, with me.
Absolutely. That's so important. And it's also one of the things that I lead with because I talk about mind, body, spirit, right? And we're not just taking care of our clients, mind, body, spirit. We have to take care of ourselves first.
Hmm.
So yeah, whether you know it or not, you energy transfers, right? Whether you're aware of it or not. And because you're hyper aware of it, and because I am hyper aware of it, it's very easy to pick that stuff up. And if you're
Yeah.
not protecting yourself energetically or cleansing energetically, then yeah, that stuff is heavy.
Yeah, for sure. So for the most part, I think I've done a good job of attracting the client that is a mutually beneficial, relationship. And, they stick around. We build relationships over the years and everything like that. Aside from aesthetic though, what are some other factors you think play a role in attracting like the ideal client that the person that, not the people that just book you because her makeup's nice, but the people that are drawn to you, like your spirit, your artistry, your just everything. You can build relationships with them over the years. I love seeing people's kids grow up. I just love
Mhm.
like all of that.
Yeah, same. Um, Repeat the question.
Like just some tips for attracting the ideal client that somebody wants, aside from aesthetic, aside from like what it looks like.
Right. So who you are, who you are as a person, just like with any other aspect of life, you attract what you put out. And so I believe that I always tell people when they ask me about attracting like celebrity clients or high profile clients, I always say I never prayed for those. I
Yeah.
never ever pray for those because I mean, you work with celebrity, you know that it's not all it's cracked up to be. That can come with its own weight and responsibility. And so I've never prayed for celebrity clientele, but I've always prayed for quality clientele that can elevate my artistry and my career. But most importantly, I pray for clients that align with who I am as a person. And
Yeah.
I can't make that up, right? God knows me better than I know myself. So if I see people coming in that's not like, ooh, wait, like this is a little disturbing to my spirit. Like, what's happening here? I don't really get those types of clients. I
Yeah.
always look at myself, like, what energy am I dealing with right now? What am I battling? What am I putting out that attracted this person? But yeah, I always ask God to just align me with those types of clients and clients that I don't have to compromise my worth and my morals for.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that,
love that.
that's what I pray for. And we're on social media. We're using social media for marketing. What you post is what you get back. And so, for example, if we're constantly posting bridal, you're gonna get a lot of bridal work back,
Right.
right? So if you're posting high quality work, you're gonna get high quality clients. And it also is in your communication. How are you talking to people? What's your follow up sound like? What does it look
Right.
like? What are you posting about on your stories on your social media? Those are the people you tend to get back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. When it comes to social media, like, do you consider yourself an influencer or do you just like post your work?
No, I'm not an influencer. No, I I I I have the power to influence. I know that, and I don't take that lightly. But no, I don't consider myself an influencer.
Yeah, social media is like a whole different beast. And then I guess a lot of people don't even post themselves on
Mhm,
social media when you talk about like showing yourself so people could be attracted to you.
mhm.
Sometimes I'm like, y'all gotta post yourself because who are they looking for when they show up to the appointment? They don't even know who they're looking for. You don't even have a picture of yourself or anything on your page.
Yeah. No, you have to. In this day and age, authenticity, like people want a connection with what they're spending, right? Like what they're
Yeah.
paying for. So yeah, definitely show yourself. I think I need to do a better job at that, but I think I show enough of myself that
Yeah, we
people know.
see you on your
They know what
page.
to expect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I need to get on camera more and talk more. I think that's where my fear lies. Like, I don't really like the camera,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But the camera likes you.
thank you.
And people want to hear what you gotta say.
Thank you.
Dang, I was gonna ask you something else about this is happening. I keep teasing people like I don't know what happens after 30. It's really real. Like after 30, the brain cells just be oh my gosh. One thing I did want to ask you, I know the other question would come back to me, but about just like structuring your days as a makeup artist, as a mom, as everything that you do. Like, do you have specific days that you say, okay, on these days I'm going to do clients, on these days I'm going to focus on this? Like, how do you structure your schedule as a full-time, makeup artist?
Oh, calendar. Everything is on the calendar from the smallest task to the biggest. I don't have a day set aside where I just do clients because I do this full time. So my calendar is open online, it's public. But I do go through my calendar every single day, some probably obsessively, just to make sure that I am designating time for my daughter, designating time for myself, designating time to rest.
Yeah.
Um, Then you have days where it's just clerical work, like a day like today. I've been on calls, I've doing the live podcast. And then after this, it's emails. I have a class to launch and promote. It's just constant, but definitely I wake up early. I'm an early riser. I'm up by 5, sometimes before. So my days start pretty early and tend to end pretty early unless I'm on set or working late.
Okay.
But yeah, that's as most structure as I can offer. I don't have I don't work with the apps and my calendar though. Like I live by that, and
Yeah.
just like I said, waking up early, starting my day. My day has to start slow, and mindful. So I meditate. I move, whether that be dancing or Pilates or just stretching. Then I get to eat juice, and like my
Yeah.
mornings have to start slow unless I have an early call time. But even then, I wake up early and make sure that I have my slow, mindful morning.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's fucking chaos in my head. But yeah, I'm just really intentional about my time and what I'm filling myself with, and
Yeah.
that helps me to show up as the client, as the service provider that people value, which is, bring calm and bring ease, and yeah, I bring a sense of calm into the room.
Yeah. Do you have any rules for yourself as far as like do you have days off? Do you not take clients before a certain time, or do you have any certain rules that you have to like follow for yourself?
Those boundaries,
Yeah, boundaries, yes.
I love to work. Like I love what I do so much. So I'm the artist you can call for a 3 a.m. appointment. I'm like,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
there. Like I love those early morning appointments. Um, but my boundaries mostly lie in what I need to give my clients the best experience and the best work. So that's why I'm very adamant about having my 2 hours allotted for work. I'm
Yeah.
very clear about that. The space, that's all of that is in my policy and in my client communication. Like my space has to be conducive to work. I cannot do chaos. um, I don't have any strict cutoff as far as time goes. Just energy.
Yeah.
Like if I get there, which that has rarely ever happened. I think I had to pack up my things and leave twice in 11 years. But if
Wow.
it comes down to that, I'm
Oh
out.
my gosh. I've never had to leave somebody before. I had another makeup artist friend of mine tell me that recently. Like she had to like tell this lady like you have to calm down. Like her
Yep.
energy was just the lady was like so anxious. She was like, you're making me anxious. Like you have to like bring your energy, like,
Yeah.
or
No,
we're
and
gonna have to end this.
I think that's really important. And I think as service providers, we think that we don't have the space and the right to do that. But there is a way to communicate to clients, anybody, just give
Yeah.
them their stuff back, you know? I had a client recently, like she was 1 hour late, and that never happens, like never ever happens. But I noticed that she was an older woman, and older people, they usually don't tend to know, how to go about these appointments that have policies, and
Hmm.
they're willy-nilly, they're doing their own thing. Some of them don't even read the stuff that you send. So I noticed that it was an older woman, so I was just like, Shennel, bring it down. She's your last person, you're here, just don't transfer that energy back, because talking to her, I could tell that she wasn't mindful of time and
Okay.
that I was waiting. And I could also tell that she was stressed out. It was her birthday and probably things weren't going well. So when she got here, she was so anxious, like
Oh.
heightened. And I had a lot of personal things to take care of. And I remember saying to myself, because I was ready to go in on her face. Like she's gorgeous, so inspired when she walked in. I was ready to paint down. And I
Yeah.
had to say to myself, because I felt her energy transferring. And I was like, you know what, Shennel? I know you want to beat this face down, but you're gonna have to get this woman out of here in 30 minutes. Otherwise, the rest of your night is going to be awful.
Got you.
And that's what I did. Banged her out in 30-35 minutes, because she's an older woman. She didn't want much.
Hmm.
I just had to let that go.
Wow.
So I do that all the time. Like when I notice the chaos, I'm able to tap into my mindfulness and just release what I can't control and do my best. And I
Yeah.
think And also I'm able to communicate to the client like, hey, this is not working. We have to take this down. Or sometimes I just step back and I make it a joke. I'm like, okay, you're transferring some stuff. Because a lot, I don't know if you've ever noticed, I noticed a lot of clients sometimes they're not even breathing in the chair, right?
Wow, I never noticed
So
that one
they
before.
hold their breath, especially when you're working around their eyes or any way that makes them anxious. They get so tense that they're not breathing. And I
Mm.
practice meditation and breath work. So I would just step away. I'd be like, "Are you?" I would like breathe, and you'll see their shoulders down, and they're like, "Oh shit! I didn't even notice I wasn't breathing properly."
Wow. Like, because what you're not gonna do is pass out in my chair. So
And you're
breathe.
not, and you're, and that holding the breath comes from them being anxious. And when you're
Hmm.
anxious, you're gonna transfer that to me, and I can't work like that. So I'll just step away. I'm like, you're not breathing, girl. And we'll do a 1, 2, and they love it. They love
Right.
they love it. So we have the power to do that. I think we just have to find the way.
Right.
Instead of
Find
taking
you.
that on and like you're all nervous and you're in your head and you're not really giving your best.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm so laid back that it would take a lot for me to get there. Like, even if you came in with an attitude, I'm just gonna sit there and be like, whatever. It just
Okay.
so it would
Yeah,
take a lot for me to like,
yeah, I'm a paint. It takes a lot for it to show up outside of me. Like I
yeah.
process everything inside. Like there'll be the building could be falling down, and my clients be like, "How the fuck are you so calm?" Like I look calm,
Right.
but on the inside, I've already processed the chaos and released what I can't, and that's it.
Yeah. How did you get to this point? Where have you always been that way of being able to center yourself or bring yourself back to when things on the outside are kind of chaotic?
I think naturally that's who I am. I think that's in my nature, but I did lose that, right? I don't think I've always been that way because there's also a side of me that's fire, right? Like I'll shake the building, I'll burn it down, like if I'm really tested, right? But I think to my nature, I am calm and I am grounded. But what it took for me to return to that after dealing with the depression and all the stuff and the failed marriage and all of that, 'cause those things can really shake you up. What it took for me to get back to that was meditation,
Mm,
meditation, and really, really getting closer to God, strengthening my relationship with God, therapy, and
yeah. She said,
marijuana.
girl, what? Okay, because what you ain't gonna do is blow my high.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
usually Jedi calm.
I could definitely attest to the meditation. I don't know how long it's been now since I've been consistently meditating, maybe like 6 years. But I noticed that with me getting better with my meditation, it has translated over to my regular life in the sense of how I process things. That's why I asked you that, because when she mentioned meditation, I've noticed that I used to be one of those type of people that things had to go the way that it had to go. Like if I say that I wanted it to be like this is the way it had to be, and if it didn't go that way,
Yeah.
I would
No.
be like in a tizzy. Like it would just like throw me off. Unexpected things would throw me off. It still kind of throws me off, but not as much. Like if something just happens that, just out of the blue, it would just throw me off. But with doing meditation, I've always had that practice, like, you meditate and you focusing on your breathing, and then maybe you start thinking about something. People used
Mhm.
to feel bad, like, oh my God, my thoughts are wandering. But then you're like, oh no, I just got to go back and focus on my breath. So that's the same thing that I kind of apply in life is like, just go back and refocusing on, just go back and refocus. I think meditation has helped me a lot. Because I'm not like that anymore. I used to go crazy. Like, if
Yeah.
things not go my way, it would just throw me off. You can see it all over my face. I just be irritated. Like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
mm,
control, wanting everything to go the way you want it to go. It's like, girl, you don't control this.
yeah, I think it was the pandemic too. My best friend was like, "You need to surrender," and I was like, "Girl, what you talking about? Surrender, girl? I need to be in control of all of this, okay?" And it took me a long time to understand what that concept even meant to
Yeah.
surrender. And like, I think I got it now. And like, since I have gotten it, a lot of things have been flowing a
Yeah.
lot easier than me trying to just hold so tight onto how I want things to go and just letting it
Yeah.
go how it's supposed to, unfold the way it's supposed to.
Don't you wish you could teach that to everyone?
It's hard. It definitely is hard because we're still human. And you're like, okay, I need it right now though. But like it be coming, it still comes.
No, it will, but it's about how you're managing it, right? I think there's such a peace in knowing that whatever is to be will be, and everything is as it should be. Like it's all working out in your favor anyway. Like
Yeah.
trying to control it is only creating chaos, right? And working against yourself. And I just wish that everyone can find that space where they're grounded in that, because it's things work out,
Yeah, they do.
always do.
Regardless of how it looks right now, regardless of, how you feel right now. I know it could be hard, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I remember also a little bit after I met you at the beauty mastermind, you had gotten into like a really, really bad car accident
Right.
that had to like sit you down for a little bit. How did you get yourself out of that space? Because I know you weren't doing makeup and everything for a while, and I was like, dang, it was, yeah. I'm happy you survived the accident, but like, dang, I was like, I just met this girl.
It's crazy that you brought it up. Today is the anniversary of the car. I didn't think
What?
we were going to talk about it today, but today is the anniversary of the car
Oh
accident.
my gosh.
In 8 years. 8 years.
Wow.
Life altering. Yeah. I tell people that I did lose my life that day, right? I
Mm,
believe Shennel died that day. A version of me that had to die that day because I fought for my life. It was a almost fatal car accident, but yeah, yeah,
mm,
it was.
dang. That's crazy that happened to bring it up on the anniversary. Now I have chills over here because I'm like, that's crazy.
And you know what's crazy too? Last night is when I noticed that, oh shit, it's about to be the anniversary. And I looked at the date, and usually on that date, I'm doing something either intentionally powerful or just something. And I remember last night I was like, oh, I don't have anything planned. Um,
Hmm.
but this interview, right, which I don't do a lot because I run from it. But I now that you brought it up, I'm like, God is just always working to remind you of the why, right? Yeah,
That's
I wasn't expecting to talk about this today.
right. Look at that. Wow.
I am going because he had teased you because the aftermath of the car accident is the testimony, right? And he's going to make sure
Hmm.
that his name is glorified. So yeah, I give God
Absolutely.
all glory today for 8 years of life.
Yes, absolutely. How long were you in recovery before you were able to get back to work?
Um, I spent a month in the hospital. I spent, I think, 9 months rehabilitating because I had to learn to walk again. But me being who I am, two of my fervent prayers when I was in the hospital to God was for me to be able to run in the park with my daughter. And the other one was to be able to stand on my feet and do makeup. Um, and I promised God that if I could do that, I would do it with purpose because I didn't know I was doing makeup before. It was just a means to an end. I had a child to take care of, right? And it
Hmm.
was the only thing that I could do that didn't make me feel small, um, until I could do what I came here to do. And so I remember I started doing makeup way before I was able to walk. Once I was able to get on my cane, and the physical therapist started coming to the house, I was like, okay, well, I'm not walking around doing makeup. So
Yeah.
I remember one of the first range of motions I had was the kickback because I used to have to hold on to the kitchen counter and it would make me do the kickback. So I was like, all right, well, if I could do the kickback, I could stand, right? And so once I was able to stand without holding on to anything, I was like, I'm doing makeup.
Yeah.
So I remember the first weekend, the first day I told my boyfriend I was gonna take clients. He's like, I'm not gonna be home. Like, are you sure? I was like, I can stand up, I can do this. So I booked 4 clients that day at Q.
Four.
I booked 4. I was so excited, girl. So that day, got through the 4 clients. It was painful. I remember like I was in excruciating pain by like the second person. And then I was done doing it, and I was doing it on the first floor of the house, and we were on the second floor. And I locked upstairs, and I locked the key to the downstairs upstairs. And I'm in pain.
Oof.
And I remember just sitting on the porch, because my boyfriend was like 45 minutes away from home, sitting on the porch. And I just cried and I cried and I cried and I cried. But in my crying, I just kept saying, I didn't make up.
Yeah.
I didn't make like, and I was just so thankful, just so thankful. But yeah, that was one of the first times that was like 2 months after I got home from
Wow.
the hospital.
She
But yeah,
was determined. She's like, I'm about to get back up here.
listen, yeah, but it took me about 5 years before I felt like, okay, I'm back to myself. Like even now when I walk a few blocks and I'm like, wow, I'm not in pain. I'm not
Wow.
like that's a big deal to me. So yeah, it's been a journey.
Wow, wow, wow. I can only imagine. How did you feel at that time? I wonder how you got yourself, like, just kept yourself like mentally together as well. But I can only imagine, like, you already had the immigration thing looming over your head, and you're doing makeup to make money, then you lose that because you get into the car accident. Livelihood is totally different. Can't make any money. Like,
It was a scary time.
yeah.
Scary time.
How did you keep your eyes on the prize if you were able to at that time?
I mean, I had to, right? But the car accident was also another awakening in my life. It was whether I wanted it or not. It was so mind altering, life altering. It was definitely awakening. And I'm thankful that I was able to recognize that really early so that resentment and anger and all the things that come with that,
Yeah.
like that, take over. And I credit one, my partner at the time, who literally just stood by me, nursed me back to health, reminded me of who I am every day. The family that stayed close, my best friend, my daughter, and honestly, like my relationship with God. I thank my mother for it, my upbringing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't play about that. I don't play
Yeah.
in my spiritual walk. And so all of that just really led me closer to God and closer to myself, and it revealed to me why I was here. And that's the beauty of purpose. And some of us takes us a little longer to get there, and unfortunately most of the time you discover your purpose through hardship.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's designed, right? A lot of us have to tap into the things that are difficult and are life changing to really discover that.
Yeah.
And I was able to do that pretty early through my recovery process. And that really, really helped me, like, because I saw what he was doing. I saw
Yeah.
why I saw why I was going through what I was going through pretty early.
Yeah, for sure. I know a lot of times people always say this is happening to me and not for me. Can you talk about just when you talk about finding beauty in the ashes, like finding beauty in the ashes through perspective, like through the power of shifting your perspective sometimes, because a lot of times we think the opposite, like glass half empty instead of half full type of thing. But when you talk about finding beauty in the ashes, like what does that mean when it comes to in the perspective of how you're looking at things too?
Um, what it means for me, and I use that as a metaphor for my life. Um, my life has literally been a series of finding beauty from my ashes. Like I can go back as far as my childhood, even my conception. Um, and God allowing me to, or creating this path for me in the beauty industry, I honestly believe that it was by design, because I came into the beauty industry broken, really not even thinking I was that beautiful. Like I didn't think that about myself. and seeing the way that every obstacle, every hardship, even something as fatal as a car accident, can reveal the most beautiful parts of my life and the most beautiful things about me. I think it's a direct metaphor to where he's placed me in the beauty industry, and the work that he has allowed me to do so far is really just a metaphor of finding beauty for your ashes, being allowed to work with women the way I work with women, and hearing their stories and seeing how they took the hardship and the ashes and turned it into something beautiful. I think that if we tap into that perspective more and we use that metaphor, that scripture, we can really see how everything is just by design, right? And honestly, when you adapt that perspective and you start living your life that way, shit don't feel so hard. Honestly, don't. It's like come harder.
Come harder, don't come harder for me.
A
Come
little
harder.
harder. Like I got this.
Yeah.
And after the car accident, I mean, I'm not above God and I'm not above hardship, but I feel like I'm invincible. There's nothing that God can't take me through. Nothing.
Dang.
Yeah.
And sometimes I know some people feel like, I know a lot of times for me, because I tap into like a lot of entrepreneurial, just like entrepreneur spaces. And sometimes you see people who have had like these hard stories and stuff like that. And it makes you feel like, dang, do I have to go through something in order to be successful? But I feel like if you perspective, finding your own ashes. You don't have to get into a car accident. You don't have to be homeless or whatever. Some people go like that's their story, but a lot of times some people feel like, dang, do I have to go? Is that the key to unlocking the next level? I gotta go through
And
something like
sometimes the ashes, right, doesn't even have to be hardship. It could be the parts of yourself that you're running from, right?
mm,
The parts that you think are too dark or too ugly or shameful.
yeah.
That's your ashes, you know, the
Mm,
parts that you want to forget. Sometimes those are the things that hold the key to your purpose and your light. And we got to face those things in the mirror again, the beauty, right? We have to face it because
yeah.
that mirror is going to follow you for the rest of your life until you do.
Yeah. Oh
And
my
that's where
God.
you find the beauty when you face that mirror and you face all the parts of you, because
Mm,
every part is not beautiful. Every part is just not, you know, we
yeah.
come with duality. We're light and we're dark, and there's parts of us that we just don't want to face, but we have to. That's what
That's
the
so
car
true.
accident did for me. It's not so much the accident, it was the things about my life and the people that I was probably around and where God was trying to take me, and I probably wasn't going to move on my own.
Right. Right. Wow.
Probably wasn't going to face those deep childhood traumas on my own. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it had to happen to sit me down for me to really, really see where I was and where I was going.
Yeah, to be present. Sometimes we're on the move so much that we can't even hear our own thoughts most of the times.
Oh, honey. And that was literally what happened right before the car accident. I say that all the time. I was getting all these signals, messages, even dreams that something wasn't right. And I kept telling my aunt, like, I had this dream. I don't understand. But at the time, I was opening a studio. That was right after I don't know if you were at that beauty mastermind where we did a boot camp, like a weekend boot camp in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
You were there?
Mm-hmm.
Right after that. And I think I even talked about it at that boot camp that I was getting ready to open a space. And so in the midst of things, like trying to get everything together, I was moving, busy, busy, busy. And I describe feeling out of alignment as if like I'm exposed, right? All of a sudden I don't feel safe. Like I just feel exposed. Well, that's when I
Yeah.
know that I need to stop and like pray and just reconnect with God. But I was so busy. I was like, I know when I'm done, like God knows what I'm doing. Like he knows I'm gonna give this to him. He knows like I'm gonna stop and meditate and pray and do all that fast. I'm gonna do all of that when I'm done.
Uh-huh.
And it was right at that time the car accident happened. And there were
Wow.
so many signals.
Mm. Girl, testimony.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. And I'm just like still in awe that I just happened to ask on the anniversary. That's crazy to me, but
Yeah,
that's
God.
how it be sometimes.
Yep. I was like, you trying to forget it this year? Because I was like, no, I don't need to talk about it. I don't need to. Like, nah, you ain't forgetting this.
So I'm gonna send somebody else to do it. Oh my God. This is like totally random, but I remember what I was going to ask you earlier. But I forgot my thought. Is there any work that you don't like doing right now as far as artistry? For me, it's fashion shows. I don't like doing fashion shows. Yeah. I'll get somebody else. I'll hire a team before I actually do the fashion show. And then also I don't do bridal anymore. I do bridal for people that I know personally, but not for strangers.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that. One work that I've never done was Fashion Week, and you can't paint. Well, you probably can't, but I've never done.
Right, a pretty penny.
Yeah. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't like that fast pace, 20-minute, like,
Yeah.
it's just not for me, right? And I see people do it and they do it beautifully, but it's just not for me. It does nothing for me. And I just don't like that environment. I understand the bridal thing because there was a point where I wasn't doing bridal at all. And that came from a little bit of resentment.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Because
was like, you getting married and I'm not?
no. It came from
But no.
how much weddings take out of you.
Yeah, it
Emotionally.
does.
Like, it can really drain you, and then you meet the wrong bride and it could really turn you off. Like, weddings take a lot because we invest more. It's an emotional process. You're spending more time with that person. So there was one time where I just couldn't do brides. I just could not. I
Yeah.
had one bad experience and I was like, oh God, never again. But yeah, no, I get it. I know a lot of artists that just don't do bridal. Yeah.
Yeah. For
But I
me, I always tell people like I just want to do your makeup and leave, or you leave. I don't want to talk to you for a whole year leading up to your wedding. Like,
yeah,
girl,
yeah. No, it's a process.
I don't want to
It's
do that.
but I'm thankful that and my brides are amazing. I attract amazing brides. So right now we're in a happy space, but yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
definitely no fashion shows, none of those fashion week, none of that.
Yeah, for sure. How important do you think your aesthetic is? Because I feel like every time you show up or we see you, you look fabulous. Like you always look so good.
I
Like,
try.
is that just like a personal thing? Like you just a fashionable person?
Yeah, I think that's just personal thing from since childhood. Like, I got it from
Yeah.
my aunts and my moms. Like, in I don't know if it's a Caribbean thing, but it's like, where you gonna live in a house like that? What you got? I remember my aunt, like, I tell my daughter this all the time. Like, when I migrated here, I remember dressing up to go out with my dad one night for the first time, and my aunt called me into her bedroom and she sat me down with like 10 photo albums, bruh.
Uh,
And she's like, this is what I wore here. This is what's appropriate to wear here. Oh, this outfit, me and my girlfriends was going all of that. Yeah,
oh my goodness.
a whole schooling. So yeah,
Yeah.
my aunts are like,
Yeah, because I know people, I feel like we're in the era where makeup artists and like influencers, all those things are like the new celebrities. So I feel like a little bit of pressure sometimes that, when you show up on social media or of course, when you step out, you want to look your best, but when you show up, you just gotta always be on. And I
yeah,
told people, I said, I need y'all permission to go live with no makeup because I don't wear makeup. I'm
yeah,
a makeup artist that does not really, I only wear makeup for like interviews or if I'm going out or something like that. But on the day to day,
same.
don't be looking for her, okay? Look for the person that's on the IG live. I said, I need y'all permission that I can go live and look dusty or look, without makeup because it wouldn't be authentic to me to just sit there and like try to get cute just to go live. But
Yeah.
I just feel like people want to see you sometimes just look. I get the most reaction, I'll say, is when I'm
Yeah,
dressed up in like,
yeah.
makeup and all that stuff. Like,
Fortunate and unfortunately, it's I say it's the game we play. We either get on the court or get out. Um, and when I feel like I don't want to play the game, I take a break.
yeah,
Honestly, I take a break. I take sabbaticals, like whole 3 month sabbaticals. I won't post anything. But yeah, I do understand. I don't like makeup. Actually, I don't like the feel of makeup on me. In the past couple weeks, I've had to wear the most makeup I've ever worn, and it's been hilarious. But I just said to my friend yesterday, I was like, I like it though, because when you get the pictures and stuff back, it's like, ooh,
okay, well,
you know?
shoot.
Yeah, but I like my little concealer. Like this is usually all that it is, a little
Uh,
concealer, a lash, and clear gloss.
yeah,
I love that, but I do like to get dressed up and to people I'm always presentable, but I guess that I meet the standard on a daily because I just like to be presentable, but
yeah,
I get it. It's a lot of pressure and I say tap out when it feels like too much.
yeah. Are you at the point now where you can tap out for 3 months on social media because of the business that you built and you're getting referrals and stuff or returning clients and things like that?
I would be lying if I say I don't feel the effects of it. Um,
Okay.
yes, you see the difference 2 weeks you don't post,
I
right?
don't think I've ever taken a break from Instagram, which is crazy to say.
You're brave.
I've never like not I never like intentionally like not posted. I feel like I try to post at least like once a
Yeah,
day, like Monday through Friday, like post something, but I don't think I've ever like taken a break.
that's really admirable. Do you ever feel burnt out?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm probably burnt out right now. And that's one thing I need to figure out is like what does that look like for me? Like what does burnout look like for me? I think I'm burnt out right now in the sense of like I don't feel motivated to do certain things. I feel motivated to do the things I want to do, like doing the interviews and like doing stuff like that. But as far as being intentional to create content, like I used to have content days where I would like bust out all these reels and edit. Like I feel like I'm burnt out in that sense of like I don't feel like doing the things that I don't want to do that maybe need to be done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, it is as a creative and as a creative entrepreneur, I think it's the battle, right? Because we need the discipline because creativity don't flow every goddamn day. So we need
Hmm.
to do the things that we don't feel like doing. Like I'm doing a lot of that this month and next month, like a lot of things I don't feel like doing. I'm
Yeah.
praying to God for an assistant, but I think to the people listening who want to know how you got where you got, it's like the days where the creativity is not flowing, I got to tap into discipline. And that's not always easy, but you're doing,
Yeah.
you're doing it.
I don't know how,
Yeah.
but it gets done.
Yeah. I'm shocked that you've never taken a break. I would be insane if I didn't take a break. But to answer your question, I have built a career where I do get a lot of referrals, even if I don't post. But I do see the difference, obviously, in the flow of income if I take a 3 month sabbatical. Like that's wild.
Yeah.
So definitely don't do that if you don't have a support system or a backup. But I've done it literally just for my sanity. Um, and then just had to deal with the repercussions on the back end. But it
Hmm.
definitely makes a difference no matter how far you get. We're in an industry that's super visual. And with the age of social media, you can fade into obscurity if you don't show up. And so that
Hmm.
showing up is so important. And that consistency is important. But mental health first.
For sure. And the reason why I am able to just post and it don't even really I just look for stuff sometimes just like let me just post it or whatever is because I've developed this attitude of like Instagram is literally just an app. Like why am I getting myself in a tizzy over an app that I could literally delete
Mm-hmm.
and not be on ever. So I kind of like dumbed it down in my brain to be like, girl, it's just an app. Like, just it's not that serious.
Yeah. I need to get there. I overthink what I post. I'm still there where I overthink everything that I post.
Uh-huh.
Maybe if I did do that, I would post 5 times a day. But yeah,
Yeah, just post it. We don't care.
just post it. Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, Nelly, have you thought about, I'm sure you have, because you're purpose driven, what you want your legacy to be as far as the work that you're doing and the people that you're touching?
Wow. I don't think I personally think of that, but what I can say is that I see the legacy kind of shaping itself because I'm being led, by a higher purpose. So I kind of see the legacy taking form. And every day there's something new that I'm like, God, when I leave here, I want this, or I
Yeah.
hope this. But if I know if he takes me today, that I've left good work. not just the tangible work, but the way I make people feel, the way that I've impacted someone or care for someone, even the children in my family. Like that's really important for me, like what they say about me when I leave.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see the legacy forming itself, and I thank God for that. And that's why I'm very adamant about showing up intentionally, authentically, vulnerably, and it is what it is because
Yeah.
I know who's leading me.
Absolutely. I love that. Is there anything coming up next for you that you can share? Any
Um,
projects you working on or anything?
Yeah, I am getting ready to launch. This is the first time I'm doing a masterclass with another artist, and I'm really excited about that. We're
Nice.
really excited about that because it just feel like it came together so organically. Mandisa Vonnet, the artist that I hosted the event with last weekend, who
Yeah.
also happens to be Grenadian, so that's really special for us. Like I said, the arts is not commonly a pathway that's celebrated, and for us to be doing this as two Grenadian girls, super special. So we're getting ready to launch a series of masterclass. Actually, the first one is for everyday women. So we're really excited about that. It's gonna entail everything from, actually we're talking about skin from head to toe. So we're gonna have a dermatologist, we're gonna have
Ooh.
a laser expert, and then we're going to be doing demo, and we're going to have just beautiful women in the room. We're going to have some wellness and beauty brands for some shopping, and we're going to do networking and socializing. So we want to create an experience for women to just show up and experience what we give in a chair. So
Yeah. Are they gonna be doing their makeup too? Like learning how to
yeah.
Ooh, it's gonna be so good. They could be looking so look. Y'all better sign up for that class. I already know they gonna walk out of there like
Yeah. So I'm going to be start posting more about it, today and in the coming days. We haven't launched tickets yet, but we're just working on some logistics on the back end, but we're really excited. It's going to be a series of classes. We're starting with everyday women, and then we're going to mommy and daughter, and then we're going to work our way up to artists, and we're asking God to again craft the vision as we go, but I think we have something special between the two of us that we really just want to capitalize on.
that is awesome. And it sounds like it's gonna be fire. Like that's great. I love that.
And like I said, I'm working on just repositioning things in my life and in my business so that I can pursue my education, my higher education. Yeah.
Okay. We love to see it. Well, this is one of my I don't want to make anybody jealous, but I feel like this is one of my favorite conversations.
Really? I was
Like
nervous.
one of my favorite conversations for sure that I've had so far on the podcast. I don't even want to let you go. I need to come see you. I need to get up to New York and just come visit and hang out.
Of course. I would
Yes,
love
fish.
that.
I'm supposed to be there Friday, but for an event. So
Are
yeah,
you
that's like
doing
an
it
in
in
and out.
Atlanta at the summit?
Are you
Oh, so
going?
I'll see you there,
Eh,
girl. Look, we just talked about not seeing each other. Look at that.
Yes, I will see you there.
Yeah.
Period. I love
I'm
that.
excited to see everyone that's gonna be there.
Yes, I went to I got an award from Black Beauty Roster in September.
Congratulations.
And thank you. That was insane. Like all the people that were in that room,
Yeah. And to
I
be
was like,
awarded,
it to be awarded in front of all those people. I'm like, and now they're like, oh, we know who she is.
know
It's
who she is, right?
that
That's
was
what we work for.
crazy.
That's what we work for.
I never dreamt of getting an award. Like that was never on the that was never a thing for me. Like, oh, I want to get an award one day. Like that was mind blowing. So I can't wait to see everybody that's gonna be there on Friday.
Oh, I'm excited now.
Yes, me too. Well, before I let you go, I have to ask you the Friends and Beauty rapid fire questions. So whatever comes to your mind first, you can spit it out or whatever, if you need to elaborate, that's fine too. So the first one is, what are the top three keys to your success so far?
Ooh, relationship, building relationship and community, faith, um, mm, relationship, faith, and purpose.
Nice. Relationship, faith, and purpose. Love it. How do you measure your success?
Ooh. I I say that I work for my children, right? Like the children in my family are really important to me. So right now at this phase in my life, even with my wanting to pursue higher education, my pinnacle of success is when the people around me and the children around me are super successful, highly successful, and just living life comfortably. I love
Hmm.
people like my friends, my girlfriends, just anyone God says this is me and you need to connect. I just want to see them win. So when I see the people around me winning and I'm able to tap into my resources to help them do that, like I will feel like I've made it.
Yeah, love that. Okay. What's the best advice you ever received or a piece of advice that's just always stuck with you?
Hmm. I have a funny one. I'm gonna give that one first because the first thing that came to mind. Give them people their money back. So that came from
Give the people their money back.
that came from my mentor Molly, very early in my career, where she had to school me on setting up my finances in a way where I can give them people their money back, because all money ain't good money, and sometimes
Right.
I just need to
Yeah, go ahead, take that deposit, baby.
thank you, no thank you, and I'll refer you to someone that might be a better fit.
I love that. Give them people their money back.
Their money back.
I'll ask you that later. I got a question. But anyways, what
Okay.
advice would you give to someone, another makeup artist right now who is kind of struggling in their business? They're not booking clients the way they want. The money's not rolling in. And they're just like, maybe I shouldn't be doing makeup. I'm just about to go back and get me a job and just throw in the brushes.
Yeah. If it is affecting you to the point where you can't function and you're not being productive and if it's weighing on you, then it's definitely something you should, it's a goal that maybe you should refocus or redirect, not necessarily put it down, because if it's for you, it's for you. And if you feel deeply that it is, then you should pursue it. But one of the things I wish I had was a side job or a 9 to 5 that supported all the goddamn things that's in my brain and on paper that I just want to execute. But I have to wait. I got a slow crawl to it because I don't have income, another form of income or an actual 9 to 5 that supports this. Like everything I do relies on my artistic endeavors. And so if you can find another job or find a career or something that supports your artistry, then absolutely do it. It's not a bad thing at all. And it's not a negative thing. It's not something to beat yourself up about. It actually will propel you faster.
Yeah, for sure. Taking the shame out of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's no shame in that. Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Hmm. What is a resource that helps you in your business that you could share with the friends and beauty community?
A resource, such as like something that I use to function daily.
Uh-huh.
One of them, Canva. I cannot, I
Canvas Bay.
cannot live without that. My calendar and my community, because I believe just something that I always tap into, but one of the ways that I'm tapping into my community now is through asking for what I need. Instead of just sitting on these really big goals and really big ideas and thinking that I don't have the resources to make them happen. That's
Right.
why this series of class we're launching now, because I said this is what I need, and I'm starting to do that more boldly now, because we build community for that reason, and I believe your
Right.
community is wealthier than what you got in your bank account. Um, so definitely that for
Yeah,
sure.
that's one thing I'm trying to learn myself. It's like I know so many people and I have so many people in my network that I should not be hesitant to like reach out and be like, hey, can you help me with this? Or do you know somebody that does this? Or, just being using my resources wisely.
Absolutely, because that
Yeah.
can keep you in a place of stagnation, because we can't do it all alone. And when you get to a certain place, like the goals just get bigger, the vision gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like God doesn't give you anything that's not possible, right? He
Right.
doesn't show you something that's not possible. So I'm doing a lot more of that now, like talking to people. I'm probably being that person, like, let's meet for dinner or come to my house. I'll cook. Let's put this thing on paper. Let's get to executing.
Yeah, for sure. So the last one, I just want you to repeat this statement, fill in the blank, and say, my name is blank. And the key to longevity and success is blank, whatever you think it is.
Hmm. My name is Shennel Patrick, and the key to longevity, at least my longevity, is faith.
Faith. I love it. This has been such a great conversation, and now I'm even more excited because I get to see you on Friday. Oh my gosh. Before you go, please share like your social media, website, whatever you want people to do to connect with you and follow your journey.
Absolutely. You can find me on social media, well, on Instagram at Hey Nelli. You can find me on TikTok, which I'm not very active on, but I'm trying. It's Hey Nelli Inc. And my website is www.heynelli.com. Like I said earlier, I am a beauty educator, and I'm passionate about teaching artists how to tap into their purpose so that they can elevate their artistry. And yeah, you can send me a DM or send me an email about taking a one-on-one masterclass with me.
Yay. Thank you so much, Nelli.
Thank you. This was lovely, honestly.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with another friend in beauty. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe, rate, and leave a 5-star review so that other friends in beauty can find the show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, hashtag Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.